Welcome back for another episode of Bogert's Bullets. Today, we're going to talk about how feedback is permission-based. You know, for a very long time, I haven't quite understood that when we approach something with a pure intent, we're intentionally trying to help someone, and it's in their best interest, not ours, how sometimes it's not always received. And I try always in everything I do in my world, with my clients, with my friends, with my family, wherever possible, when I see something that I think can help them, I typically ask, like, hey, do I have permission to speak into you? Hey, do I have permission to help you in this area? But I don't do it always, and I don't do it with everyone. I've just done it regularly and consistently in my life. You know, I've always been very, very careful to make sure that I'm not layering my opinions, my beliefs, my pressure onto other people. And so I almost never give feedback unless it's in their best intent, aligned with where I think they want to go or who they want to become. But sometimes it still doesn't land. I've been dealing with my son for a while, and when I say dealing with my son, it's been dealing with improving our relationship. You see, he and I are so very similarly wired, and for whatever reason, he's in my household one of the people that triggers me the most, and me for him. But we also have this deep, profound connection that is just, we understand each other in so many situations. And so over the last probably year, as he's been getting into sports and doing different things, I've been very, very difficult because I never want to put pressure on my kids around performance. He's there to have fun. He's there to learn. He's there to connect. He's there to grow. And so if I can help him do any one of those things better, I want to help him do that. But not because of my desires for him, only because I know what he desires for him. And so I've been having a hard time because every time I see a chance, I say something. And recently, it's been received with, well, a wall, armor, protection, resistance. He doesn't like it when I say those things. And I've not quite understood it because I've literally even said to him in more than one occasion, like, I don't care. I want you to have fun. I want you to do these things. I don't want to layer any negativity onto you. I'm only here to help. But it still hasn't totally progressed. And so as we've been improving on our relationship, for whatever reason, last week at football practice, after watching him just in his pure glory, he was quarterback. They gave him the whiteboard. He was drawing plays. He was doing all this incredible stuff. But there was a few areas where I felt like he wasn't quite connecting or communicating with his team or even his coach. You know, and he's on the autism spectrum, so it's a social disorder that has a difficult time with connection, sometimes social cues and understanding and back and forth. And so I always try to coach him in those areas. But I could also see the light that was shining through him. He was in his element. He was having fun. And so I wanted to be really careful with anything that I said because I didn't want to take any of that away. So when he came over on the sideline all excited to tell me what was going on and I was watching it, I actually saw some areas I thought I could help. And I paused for just a second and said, hey, buddy, if I see something that I think will help you advance, help you do something easier, help you connect better, help you have more fun, help you maybe perform better on the field, do you want me to share that if I think it's what you want? Or do you just want me to not share any feedback and just root you on? And he paused and said, the second one. So I honored that and leaned right into what he said, and that's all I did for the remainder of practice. And I will tell you that even though he and I have been communicating back and forth frequently around our relationship, we've made marked improvements in so many ways in the way that we're having patience or seeing each other or understanding each other a little bit better and what our attempts and intents are. This was a major transformational breakthrough in our relationship because there was a foundation of trust there because I think he was recognizing that I was only going to contribute if he was open to receive. And how often in our lives do we give feedback to people where it's misplaced? And even if it's in the greatest level of intent, they are not open to receive it. And so we as the messengers might feel as though we're not being seen or understood in our attempts to help. But in reality, we aren't actually meeting the recipient where they are. Now, there are times in certain relationships that we obviously have to give feedback. We have to give direction, even if the other person isn't willing to receive. But I thought about it as it relates to creating a safe, protected environment in anything that we do. And where and how do we allow ourselves to open the environment in front of us by just slowing down long enough to ask for permission before we give feedback, before we give context, before we give direction. This happens in relationships and marriages, business partnerships, leadership roles with associates. And how often does this happen even with clients? As a coach, it's something I pay very deep attention to, and I always If I see something, I'm picking up on something that I know can help someone, but they aren't there, even if they are there, frankly, paying me to help them, I always ask for permission. Yet I wasn't doing it with my son. And so this is really just a moment of awareness for all of us to pause just long enough to see where and how are we giving feedback in the people's lives that we care about when they aren't actually open to receive it? Where and how are we doing it in a way that might not be received because even if it's in the greatest level of intent, we haven't asked for permission? If you liked anything that I talked about today, if you see how this might impact or improve your relationship or anyone that you know's relationships, by all means, please like, comment, and share so that more people can see this. But in the meantime, and until next time, don't forget to ask for permission. Look for ways that you can always help. Be great and be you.